Hi, and welcome to In the Loop. I'm Daneen O'Donnell, and today I'm with Marsha Wagner from the Center for Community Resources. So Marsha, we've been chatting a little bit about some of the different services that you provide, and truthfully, I was not aware of some of the many things that you do. So tell us a little bit about some of the services that you can find through Center for Community Resources.
Okay. First, thank you for having me. We do services for young children, adults. We do early intervention. We do family group decision. We are the Center for Community Resources here in Butler County.
Now, your office is located right on Main Street.
Yes, right beside the motorcycle shop.
So it's easy to find.
Yes, it is.
And what kind of services, when you say services for children and things, is it maybe like counseling? What kinds of things?
We don't do counseling, but we have a lot of case managers who would provide support for early intervention, intellect disabilities. Like I said, we have case managers who work with the reentry program for the guys and the ladies who are coming out of the prison. We provide them with DNA services. But really, we provide from very young to the elderly.
And pretty much anything you can think of that they need help with.
Yes.
Now, how do people, do they get referred for help at your organization, or can they walk in? Can they call on their own?
They can walk in, they can be referred by another provider, a family member can refer them, or they can just call themselves.
Okay. So Marsha, I know that September is Suicide Awareness Month, and I know that you guys recently had a walk, and there are some things that you do to draw attention to suicide awareness. So tell us a little bit about those things that you do.
Okay, we received a proclamation from the county commissioners. We had a suicide remembrance rally here at Diamond Park. We had training up at the Butler VA, and then we had a suicide awareness walk.
And the suicide awareness walk was for people who have lost loved ones to suicide also. And
yes, it was people who may have lost someone, maybe a friend, family member. Quite a variety of people showed up for the event.
Now, what are some of the signs that people can look for someone who's thinking about suicide? What can they look for?
Depression, hopelessness, having no purpose in life. And really the big red flag one is if they have a dramatic change in their mood. If they've been very depressed and all of a sudden they're more lighthearted, that can be a real sign that they're contemplating suicide.
That's interesting to me. It's sort of looking for that roller coaster sign within someone.
Yes.
Well, I hope that more people do get involved with that walk next year. We'll try to draw attention to that.
Thank you.
You also had mentioned that you do some things for veterans as well when it comes to suicide awareness and prevention.
Yes. Pete Albert is with the VA, and he does a lot of training through the VA, but we also have a crisis number that they can call. It's the same crisis number, but they just press 1, and that takes them right to someone who's trained to work with someone who is a veteran.
Okay. Suicide is kind of a difficult subject. What are some of the things that you struggle with when dealing with talking about suicide?
It makes people feel very uncomfortable, and one of the biggest myths is that if you talk about it, it's going to put that thought in that person's head, which it's really opposite. If you give that person the opportunity to talk about how they're feeling, it may help with the situation.
So if you notice some of the signs we talk about, you should really talk to that person and help to gear them towards some of the services that will help them.
Right, and it may only take someone saying, is there anything I can do for you?
Something as simple as that. Well, it's
Yes.
a great thing to remember.
Yes.
Well, Marsha, I really appreciate your telling us a little more about it. I think there's more people in the area that suffer from depression than we really know, and it's great that someone's paying attention to it, especially with it hitting the headlines this year with Robin Williams, and it's just more prevalent than we think.
Yes.
Next year, I hope we get a lot of people on board for the Suicide Awareness Walk. It'll be next September. For Armstrong, I'm Daneen O'Donnell, keeping you in the loop.